Good morning, everybody. Oh my goodness, it's been almost 2 weeks since we've been together. I have been on Christmas break, using all of my vacation days for the end of the year, and of course yesterday was the New Year's Day holiday. And man, this break has been so good. It's been exactly what I needed. It's been a very restful. We didn't do anything like super interesting. We were back and forth between our parents' houses. Both of our parents live, like, one lives 5 minutes this way and one lives like 10 minutes this way. So we were just back and forth between our parents' houses, and then we spent just a lot of time at home. I did, thanks to Joanna Gaines, who was talking about cleaning out her attic on Instagram. And just, I think it's natural at Christmas time. I ended up purging. Well, y'all, I mean, the junk drawers, clothes, my makeup drawer, I mean, just like all the piles of stuff and places where I like stuff everything. We're stuffers in this house. It's like, as long as it's not, I mean, we definitely do have things out, but a lot of things get stuffed in drawers and closets and all of that. So I did a lot of purging over this break, but it feels really good to come in today. I'm back to work today, no more days off, and so it feels really good to come back and feel a little bit like I've gotten some things done, you know. But anyway, so one of the things that the thing I wanted to share today is one of the things that I spent some time doing. I spent one day just really asking God what this year held. And it was the end of, the podcast Feathers. We got to the end of the season at the end of the year, and I always, really search the Lord to see if we should do another season. I don't take it for granted that that's something that will be going on forever. I just kind of wait on Him and figure out when the end is supposed to be. And then also, of course, this video that we're doing every morning, I was just kind of asking what should continue and, what should stop. And I spent, almost the whole day, just kind of seeking the Lord in that. And, one of the things I asked is, and I'm just going to share this because I just want you to see maybe the way the Lord works in this particular instance. And I don't know, maybe He'll do that in yours, but one of the things I asked Him is, Lord, where are you leading? Because I want to follow. Where are you leading? And His response was, I'm not going anywhere. I'm giving you things this year. So it's not necessarily that He's leading somewhere that I need to go, but that He's just the thing that I need to concentrate on, that He had gifts that He was going to give me in this new year. And those were things that I needed to steward and things that He needed me to do, but they were gifts. They were really gifts that He was giving me. I won't share all of them. One of them was the podcast. He was giving me the podcast, and it wasn't something that I necessarily needed to follow Him, but I should see that the podcast was a gift to me, and that was something that I was supposed to steward. And so I felt peace that the podcast should continue. So that's really exciting. It is a lot of work, so almost immediately I reached out to get some help in that and to continue. It is a lot of work to get our guest and get all that lined up. So I am working on that. I'm not sure when we'll be able to get that back and up and running. So anyway, the one thing that I felt pretty strongly with is that our morning video here was not something that He had for me in the new year. And that makes me so sad. Oh, y'all, it makes me so sad. I have been struggling with that since, this was like Thursday last week. For several days, I have been really struggling with that. And I'm just going to be honest, I don't understand why. I don't understand why I would not continue doing this video in the morning. It's something that I think that we've been doing since June. Every day, every weekday, meeting together, and I have loved it. I've heard from you guys that you enjoy it. I know it's something 2 years ago that God had put on my heart to do as part of this ministry, and I have felt peace doing it all last year. And then So I've really been struggling, like, why would it not continue? But I feel strongly that I'm not supposed to continue doing this in the mornings. One of the verses that came to mind is actually something I teach, and it's from John 15:2. It says, "Every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful." And I've seen it before in my life. There are times that things that are fruitful in our lives that he will ask us to step back from, so he can make room for something else that he's going to do that's more fruitful. Oh, Gina was able to join. I know we're not many people are able to join yet. I think everybody's out of the habit of meeting, but so Gina, I was just sharing that it's looking like the Lord is not leading me to continue to do this through 2018, and just really feeling like this has been fruitful and it has been good, and I know God has been part of this, but it's just not something that he is leading me in for right now. I mean, maybe it's not the whole year, but for right now, it's not something that I'm going to continue. And I'm just going to be honest. This is one of those things where, God, my emotions do not match. Like, I don't want to stop it, but I do feel peace in my spirit that I'm not supposed to continue. And this could be something, like, there's some other things that he gave me that maybe I need some more space to work on those things instead of doing this. I can think of some other things. Things are getting ready to be really busy at my work, and my kids are getting ready to be more busy in this season with probably sports. My daughter's in theater, and her practices are getting ready to ramp up. And so I think, and also I had mentioned I'm helping lead in the sugar fast that Wendy Speak is helping lead. That starts next Monday, and so I'm going to be helping lead in that for 40 days. So I can see some reasons why time might be an issue. I don't know if that's it. I don't have clarity on why, but I can see some maybe time issues of why. But all that to say is that I just want to be obedient. I want to be obedient. It's the thing that I basically preach all the time, is like, do the things that God is leading you to do. Just take the next right step. And this is the next right step for me. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not something I want. But I believe it is the next right step. And so that is what we're going to do. So as far as this will probably be the last video until the Lord leads otherwise. And I'm just trusting him in that. I'm just trusting him that he knows what he's doing. I know he does. He knows what he's doing. But that's not to say I won't miss this. And I don't understand. It's one of the things where I have to put my trust in him and say, I don't really understand, but I do want to be obedient. And so a couple things I want to tell you is, one, I mentioned the sugar fast that does start next Monday, and I'm on the leadership team of that. I'm participating in that, and I'll be sharing a devotional on Thursdays in that group. So I would love to see you guys in that group. It is, a spiritual fast, and so we're going to be fasting, and there's a couple things that I'm going to concentrate on. This ministry is one of them, and we'll see where God leads out of the 40 days. We'll see what he does during that. And the other thing I wanted to tell you is that Lisa Whittle, who has been on the podcast before, and Gina, I know that you just messaged me about this. I shared this on Instagram yesterday, but she actually just started a podcast. It's a morning daily podcast, and it's 5 minutes. I think it's called 5 Words Daily by Lisa Whittle. And so she just started that podcast, and I actually think that's if you want some encouragement every single day, she is fantastic. She is a fantastic speaker, and I love her, and she's so much fun, and that would be a great resource for you guys to connect with every morning, since we're not doing this. So that is there. Life and Grace. She also does some morning videos. She does them a little bit earlier in the day, and they're a lot longer than what I do. I don't know how often she's doing those, but she does those. So those are kind of some options if you guys want to connect with somebody in the morning. As I mentioned, I am going to still do the podcast, so that should be coming out weekly soon. I'm still continuing on Instagram, and so I don't know. That's where we are. One of the things that I did want to share this morning is I ran into this this verse in Romans, and it was kind of a prayer that Paul had written, and I wanted to just share it with you guys. And this is a prayer that I have for you guys. And this is Romans 15:13. It says, "May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit." And that is just a prayer that I have for you guys, that you have so much joy and hope and peace as you trust in him. And so that is kind of my, I don't know, signing off. This is so terrible, guys. I am not happy about this. I feel like one of those toddlers that are like, you know, being dragged by the hand to do something. But I do feel like this is what we're supposed to do, and or not do. It's so interesting for me is normally at the beginning of the year is when a lot of times God plants things in my heart, like in November, December. I feel like these things start brewing. And then usually I spend January, February, March, and it's almost always like I'm launching something in March. Like I did Abiding Ministries in March. I launched Feathers Podcast in March. There's like usually these things that are brewing over the winter, and I kind of work on those to the winter, and then like the springtime I usually put those out. So it's very strange for me to be in a place where God is sort of pruning things back during this time. And so I just feel like I'm in a weird place as far as that is concerned, but I know God is working, I know God is leading, and I'm trusting him, and we'll see where that goes. So anyway, that is what I had to share this morning. Stephanie, I saw that you were able to join. So good morning. It's great to see you on here. And Gina, again, thanks for joining. You said definitely obedience is key. Yes, that's what I preach, and so I'm going to have to practice it, obedience. So I appreciate you guys. I know Gina and Stephanie, you guys have been pretty faithful over the last couple months as we've been doing this, and I so appreciate the other ones that have joined a lot, Marie and Sherry and Layton, and I'm trying to think of some other people that normally are able to, I don't want to leave anybody out, are able to join live. People don't even tell me that they're on. So anyway, I just want to say thank you, and that I have enjoyed it so much, and I just pray that you would continue with a morning practice of meeting with the Lord. And yeah, that's my hope and my prayer. So all right, I think this has been going on long enough. I don't want to get the video too long, people won't watch it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I know a lot of us are getting back into work today, this week, and definitely will be connecting with you guys through the podcast and through Instagram and all of that. So, and who knows, maybe I'll pop on here, randomly. We'll see what the Lord leads me to do. So thank you guys, and we will be seeing you. All right, take care.